What's going on YouTube? Geosn right here. In today's video we have an update related to the vulnerability for iOS that we discussed in previous video. It's that one from Reddit when somebody posted that they've been a victim of this attack with this vulnerability, CVE-2025-24085. And they posted this report over here. We discussed about it in a previous video, which is going to be linked down below and in the card if you want to check it out. But I promised I will come back with an update after some controversy surfaced regarding this report over here. There's some information about this vulnerability. Some people in the jailbreak community, some developers in the jailbreak community analyze a little bit the vulnerability, and some things do not make sense while others remain intact. The claims made by this person over here appear to be very paranoid. It appears that the person is paranoid over the fact that they found some suspicious stuff in a backup that they've analyzed on their own device, and they believe they are a victim of this vulnerability attack. Now, the report over here appears to be generated with AI. Not sure what kind of AI or which one, but it does appear to be a lot of mumbo jumbo in it, like blast door bypass, which would happen in an iMessage exploit. But this vulnerability may not be an iMessage exploit, because if you look at it, actually, it says it's in core media, and it says that a malicious application may be able to elevate privileges, but it doesn't say it bypasses blast door or iMessage or anything. So not everything in this report, or nothing in this report, may actually fit the vulnerability. We can scrap it for what we care. Several developers in the jailbreak community said that this person is essentially just paranoid and may have never encountered the vulnerability itself. However, the vulnerability itself is indeed legitimate. As you can see here on the National Vulnerability Database of the United States, the vulnerability itself is present. It says it's a use after free issue. It was addressed with improved memory management, and they gave it a base score of 7.8, which is high. So it's a serious vulnerability. Apple also lists the vulnerability in their patch note for iOS 18.3, and they say that they are aware that the vulnerability may have been actively exploited against versions of iOS. So it says Apple is aware of a report that this issue may have been actively exploited. So this is indeed a real vulnerability. It is indeed powerful, and it does indeed take part in a very likely larger chain of exploitation containing several more vulnerabilities, all working together to attack various people. Now, we don't know who those victims might be. It's very likely that this person on Reddit may have never encountered this vulnerability. They may truly believe that it is that vulnerability based on the report that they read from Apple over here and some files that they found, but we have absolutely no proof that it's that vulnerability or they've been attacked with any vulnerability, and they seem to be overly paranoid in the comments as well, like somebody's out to get them. No idea why, but the vulnerability itself is indeed legitimate. Anyway, the vulnerability itself, we don't know how useful it is for jailbreak purposes, since the report over here no longer makes sense, so we know that it's not based on what this user says. However, it's still very likely usable in a way or another for jailbreak purposes, because Apple already has a report that this has been actively exploited, which means that somebody, hacker, very likely, used it in a chain of exploitation. So it would do what? It would either get root privileges or to bypass sandbox. Something it does. It may not be everything that we need for a jailbreak, but it might be usable in a chain of exploitation on a jailbreak, because it seems to be a powerful vulnerability already used on something similar, but for nefarious reasons. If I get more updates on this vulnerability, I'm going to make newer videos on this to keep you updated, but for now, you can scrap this report over here. We have no idea if this person even encountered the vulnerability, and the information that they provide is very cryptic and proves nothing at the moment. So you can just toss it off as being overly paranoid at the moment. However, the vulnerability is indeed legitimate, and you should keep an eye on it. For jailbreak stuff, definitely go ahead and check out the jailbreak tools here on iDeviceCentral.com. I keep a list of all the jailbreaks for all iOS versions, newer or older for all devices, on this page over here. If a jailbreak is not here, it is very likely fake. This video is brought to you by 8ksec. They provide you the offensive iOS internals course if you want to learn how to find your own iOS vulnerabilities, analyze them, and of course exploit them. They teach you how to use the security techniques on iOS against iOS, how to find iOS vulnerabilities, as well as how to understand the iOS kernel better. So definitely check it out in the link below. Thank you for watching. I am Geosn. Peace out.